Hi there. Wonder if you saw the story on the news a few days ago about Michael Packard. He was a lobster diver in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, about 3,000 miles in that direction. He was about 45 metres below the surface of the sea checking his lobster pots when he suddenly found himself in the mouth of a whale. All of a sudden I felt this huge bump and everything went dark, he said. I'm in a whale's mouth and he's trying to swallow me. The whale obviously didn't like how he tasted because it quickly surfaced and spat him out. And a friend of mine emailed me the story saying, "Do you think there's a sermon in this?" Nah, I thought, that story's been done already. And I think we all know the story I'm talking about, don't we? Yeah, it's the story of Jonah, of course. But unlike Mr. Packard, who was only in there for about half a minute, Jonah spent 3 days in the stomach of the whale. I remember telling the story to a class of primary school children and asking them what it must have felt like to be in there for that long. I got plenty of answers, and all of them were very descriptive, as you can imagine. Smelly, stinky, slimy, slippery, and they fairly got in a row with these words starting with S. And then one wee boy put his hand up and said, if he was in there for 3 days, how did he breathe? Well, if there's one thing guaranteed when you're speaking to a class of school kids, it's that at least one of them is going to come up with a question that you can't answer. I was stumped, to use another S word. So I told him I didn't know, but I'd find out for them. And then I did what every good Bible scholar does. I went home and Googled it, and it didn't help. A lot of smart people have tried to explain it, but nobody seems to have come up with a decent theory as to how it's possible. So next time I went back to the school, I told the wee boy I still didn't know. But I also said that there's a lot of things in the Bible that I can't explain, but most of the time I don't have to, because I have faith. Some amazing things happen in the Bible, I said, and if we spend all our time trying to explain them, then we'll end up missing the point of it all. We don't have to find a reason for everything. We've just got to have faith that God uses lots of ways to tell us about himself, and that he's not trying to pull the wool over our eyes and just tell us tall stories just for the sake of it. And the wee boy looked at me and he said, "Oh, it's okay, I've got it all figured out." He probably just held his breath for a really, really long time. And that's good enough for me, I thought.